Wow, looks like they're serious about making Triple G versus alleged mandatory Kamil Szeremeta. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We work and sign up for ESPN Plus. Thank you for everybody that signed up for the Cub Swanson, Michelle Watterson, Johanna fight. Appreciate you guys. I'm an affiliate. It helps the channel. Now, let's talk about this latest Gennady Golovkin stuff. Smash the like button. It says Gennady Golovkin versus Kamil Szeremeta could take place in Chicago if the IBF order it to happen, according to Eddie Hearn. They have a hold on the Wintrust Arena for February 29th. There is a big Polish population in the city who would support the challenger, and that's Kamil Szeremeta. And as you guys can see from reporter Mike Benson, like look at the reactions. Triple G is really cashing out. DAZN, big payday. His first fight on DAZN was against Steve Rose. Now his third one could be against Kamil Szeremeta. Tom Loeffler, Eddie Hearn. Bro, this is a bad look. I know it's a mandatory, but man, I do understand mandatories, but at this stage of his career, another camp for a fight he doesn't want doesn't really make sense. Wow. And here's the tweet that I released. Triple G should retire. LOL. Szeremeta. LOL. And don't give me this, oh, that's his mandatory garbage, because Jermall Charlo and Sergey Derevyanchenko in 2018 was also his mandatory, and he didn't fight either one of them when he was a champion. Triple G running up that DAZN bill, though. Listen, at this point, these decisions, like if this is allowed, it's shocking. It's really appalling and shocking. First of all, Triple G really didn't beat Sergey Derevyanchenko, and that's a problem because he shouldn't even have a mandatory right now. Sergey Derevyanchenko should have a mandatory because he really won the fight, should have won the fight, and I think most people are familiar with this that watched the fight. You know, post-fight, Triple G even said something to the effect of, "Hey, no, guys, it's a bad day for me." What person wins a belt, becomes a two-time champion, and they say it's a bad day for me and a good day for the other guy? That's literally what Triple G said. So we know he lost the fight. So I don't care about mandatories and shit in this given situation. First of all, he really should be fighting Sergey Derevyanchenko in a rematch. Sergey Derevyanchenko, even if you somehow had him lose, even if you somehow had him losing, he pushed Triple G to the brink and put Triple G in probably one of his toughest, if not the toughest fight. Once again, how come old media, there's no pressure to see certain fighters with the complexion for the protection go through immediate rematches? Canelo, when he had a draw with Golovkin, he had to rematch him in his next fight, right? Even when he failed a drug test, he made sure his next fight back after a year layoff was Triple G, and then he beat him. And they do this to black fighters. Like Mayweather has a close fight with Castillo. He rematches him same year. Same thing with Maidana. Same thing with Andre Ward. His next fight after Kovalev, because that wasn't good enough for people. The victory, he got a tight victory. He rematched him and stopped Kovalev. But Triple G, Katie Taylor, Charlie Edwards, Tyson Fury, Vasily Lomachenko, somehow old media doesn't hold them to any standard, even though they say they're the top one in the division, or pound for pound the best ever, all this stuff, the best boxer in the planet, better than Muhammad Ali and all this extra shit. Yet when they go through controversial wins or losses or whatever, they are not made to rematch the person in an immediate fashion. So that doesn't sit well. But beyond that, this is running up like I said, it's running up the DAZN bill. How is this beneficial for DAZN? You're a paid subscription service, and you are trying to lure in and attract people, and he might fight a guy with 21 fights and 5 knockouts. That shows you right here, he has a 23.81% knockout ratio. So he's shorter than Triple G. He has a 23% knockout, less than 24% knockout percentage. He is age 30 and hasn't fought anybody. His last fight was Oscar Cortez, you know, some dude from a prison release program. 27-4, and then earlier this year he fought someone who had a 12-9-1 record. So this is a major jump up. I don't even see how Kamil Szeremeta, based on who he's fought, is ranked so highly within the IBF. So that alone I do not understand. I do not understand how these rankings even come about. The only name I even recognize on here is Kasim Uma, who Golovkin beat years before this, you know. So this is a bad look, and I don't understand how DAZN is so freely and willing to pay for this. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if Triple G decides to rematch Derevyanchenko, fight Demetrius, Andrade, another champion to unify with, like Errol Spence and Sean Porter just unified in their division. Let's see if Triple G fights a guy who's assigned to the same platform as him, like Demetrius Andrade, who's been calling him out, and Canelo. So not a good look. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Looking extremely bad for old media. Usyk just had his fight yesterday on DAZN, and you know, he did what he had to do, but I don't think he didn't make this huge splash in the heavyweight division. His face was marked up. He won all the rounds, except for I gave Chaz Witherspoon round 1. It was a slow round. Chaz landed the better shots to me. You know, he landed a big right that backed up Usyk. He landed some body shots and more power shots. So I gave Chaz Witherspoon round 1. But the thing is, even though he lost, people felt, given his performance, like just the way he looked very basic. He looked out of shape, stuff like that. Career high weight. Usyk, people felt like he should have took control. If he's what he's supposed to be, he should have took even more control and looked more authoritative. Because if had that version of Chaz Witherspoon been in there with F.A. Ajagba, Daniel Dubois, Wilder, Adam Kalinowski, Luis Ortiz, any guy that you consider a top guy, it would have been a short night, an even shorter night. It wouldn't have took 7 rounds or whatever. So that Bivol, he got booed. So DAZN's gonna have to do something. Their cards have been very flat. We'll see how this is supposed to be DAZN fight season or whatever. So we'll see how the remaining cards are. Canelo, Kovalev. And it's funny because Canelo's clearly the biggest star, and he seems like he gets mistreated on DAZN, like meaning he got to fight Jacobs in a unification, then move up 2 divisions and fight Kovalev, and they're allowing Triple G to potentially face this guy as a mandatory. And again, we're off that old media excuse about, oh, this is his mandatory, because it's convenient that Golovkin fights Dominic Wade when he's a mandatory, is willing to fight this guy after a tough fight where he really lost to Derevyanchenko. He's willing to fight a guy with a 23% knockout ratio. But when Jermall Charlo was his mandatory, and he was the WBC champion after Canelo vacated the WBC, so he didn't even fight for the WBC at the time. And Charlo was his mandatory. He had wanted no parts with that. Derevyanchenko last year, the fight could have already happened, and then he got stripped from the IBF for failure to comply and fight Derevyanchenko. And then a year later, he fights Derevyanchenko, and most people feel he probably lost that fight. Now you see why he avoided him. He knows Derevyanchenko from the amateurs. So you know who's, you know, in your brackets and who's good, or if they have a bout before your bout, you get to watch it and stuff like that. So he knows what Derevyanchenko's about. And now after seeing the performance that Derevyanchenko put up, you see why Golovkin avoided him. Derevyanchenko at the time hadn't lost to Danny Jacobs, so he was undefeated. So his confidence may have been at an all-time high. Even after losing to Danny Jacobs, you know, he gave Golovkin a hellish fight and even hurt Golovkin. Walls are closing in, people. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.